Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Pierre and this is Simple Homebrew. Currently enjoying a beer, going cheap at the moment. Don't know why, must be something to do with a bug that's around. Anyway, I'm just here to let you know that I'm editing a video at the moment. It's an old one I did. I'm just refining it a little bit and letting you guys see it. A lot of you who have joined me just recently probably haven't seen some of my older videos. I've been looking at them thinking, I might just upgrade those, make them a little bit better. So enjoy. I'm new to homebrewing. I'm definitely not good at it, or great, but I'm getting there. I started with extract brewing in cans. I used Coopers or whatever they had and they came out great. Then I thought, I got a bit bored, so I thought I'll go for like a partial mash kit. So I bought myself Mangrove Jack. That's a good kit. I've had this before, Liberty Gold Ale, and it's been awesome. It has a real chocolatey taste, caramelly, beautiful, dark sort of colour. I'm hoping it comes out the same. I'm doing two. I'm going to do one in a Fermentosaurus and one in a normal brew bucket. One's going to go into a keg and the other is going to go into bottles. These kits are great. They come with every ingredient you need. You don't have to add any other ingredient to it. They come with full comprehensive instructions. You can be a dummy and this will work well for you. You can make mistakes, it doesn't really matter, it still works. I've tried it once, and I'm trying it again today. The first time I did it wrong and it tasted awesome. Mates loved it, thought it was a good drink. Something new, something different, great hobby I think, good fun. Let's get started. The instructions that come with the Mangrove Jack's partial mash kit say to put all your grains in the grain bag, one grain bag. So what I'm going to do is open up my grain bag. Pour it in. Where they say to? Oh, that smells nice. They say to tie a knot in the top, not too full because once it swells it needs area to move around in the water. So we close that like so. Done. Ready for the next one. Next bit of instructions. I need to now add 11 litres, 2.9 US gallons of water in my brew pot. So here I go. So I got my measuring jug. It's 1 litre per measuring jug measurement. Right to there I believe. And I'll just pour 11 scoops of water into it. Just fresh water from the tap. Our water here is really good. Wouldn't worry about it too much. They say to put the grain in, shake it about a little bit so the water gets all through it at a cold temperature and then heat it up with the grain in it, which is very unusual for what I can gather. Tie it on and let the water heat up so it steeps nicely. Nearly there. Alright, it's just about to 65 degrees. About to turn off my flame and start the timer. We now have 28 minutes and 54 seconds to go. This is my tray. I grabbed it out of the oven, found it there, thought, yep, this is perfect. I'll grab these grains out in a minute. We got 21 seconds left, and once that's done, I can pull it out, leave it sitting on the tray for maybe a minute, let the water drain out, then I can put my extract in. pull the grains out. Sit them on top. Just let it drain. I need to pour the extract in. Now, I warmed this up in the sink before with hot water, but so it makes it a little bit more liquidy. I think it'll be much easier to get out. Trusty pair of scissors. Cut the whole thing. Do the usual smell. Oh my god, that smells good. It smells like chocolate. And I don't know, it's a beautiful scent. Now, my extract. Heavy. Got to stir it in thoroughly. Make it work. As you can see, it's very sticky, very tacky. And you've got to get all that goodness out. I'm going to put a little bit of water in that. Won't matter, because I lose a little bit anyway. Just to wash it out and get what I want out of it. So I've got to turn the flame on in a minute. Bring it up to boiling temperature. Once it's at boiling temperature, then I can add my bittering hops. Well, that might take up to half an hour to boil. Half an hour. So what am I going to do? Talk crap, I reckon. I just know not to put the lid on because it will create a kind of a harmful bacteria or harmful poison, I guess, in your wort, which will make you sick. So you don't put the lid on. This is almost boiled. I'm going to put Liberty Gold, what does it say? Hercules bittering hops. I'll cut this open, ready to go. Ooh, Jesus. What? Look at that. Look at that. Green. A bit of a rolling boil happening. I'm about to put bittering hops. Right. Nice little bittering hops. We're using the bittering hops that says right there, Hercules. Pop them in. Start the timer. 1 hour. And there goes the little bit of a stir up. Foaming up a little. Leave that sit for 1 hour. I'll keep my eye on it because it's going to go bubble, 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 bubble. There we go. See, it's nice and boiled. Look at that. We're nearly at flame out. At flame out, I'll be putting Brown's Gold Cascade flavouring hops. We have 56 seconds to go. I meant to leave it sit for 30 minutes with the flavouring hops in it. I think it'll be right. Alright, the flavouring hops is about to go in. Fair bit going on. Whew, it smells good. That one smells awesome. The other one didn't smell as good. It's not like front for me, but anyway. Mix it in nicely. Now I have to sit that there for 30 minutes. So I'll set the timer to 30 minutes. And we're off. 30 minutes just sitting there doing nothing. That just adds flavour, scent, smells, all that kind of stuff. Okay, my wort's ready for cooling. Time to put it in the bath of cold water. I am now cooling my wort. I have to get it down to a reasonable temperature. As you can see, it's 39, 42. I can't put it in my fermentosaurus if it's above 35 degrees Celsius because it'll make it soft and melt it. I'm just bathing this in a bath of cold water and I'm moving it around to try and drop the temperature to 50 degrees. Then to add I get water underneath it as well to get the heat from underneath out, as well as run it around it like this. It makes it really good to get rid of the heat really quick. Stir it a little bit more. Then I check the temperature. Soon it's going to be too cold to keep doing this. At the moment I've got the temperature down to, I need to get down below 50. Once I do that, I can do the rest. I think I'm pretty close. I'm now sanitizing my auto siphon, as well as the pipe that goes into and everything else, so I can get it ready to put in the fermentosaurus. Fermentosaurus now will have, he's already been sanitized, as you can see. And all I have to do is start siphoning into it, which won't be too hard. Drop that in the fermentosaurus. Start to pump it. And there it goes. A bit of true is getting in there, but it doesn't matter. It'll settle anyway.
Hi, my name's Pierre. I'm about to get stuck into the next brew of the Liberty Golden Ale from Mangrove Jacks. This is my second one of two. One's going into a fermentosaurus and the other one is going into a brew bucket. I'm not changing the way I do the process. All I'm doing is changing what bucket it goes into. I'm going to bottle one and I'm going to keg the other. I'm not making it complicated. I'm showing people out there how easy this is. You can make yourself a beautiful brew without even trying. Give it a go. Okay, the first thing I've got to do is fill my pot up for 11 litres of water. I have a 1 litre jug, 11 of these. Here we go. I'll speed this up, just for your enjoyment, maybe. Alright, I have to bring this up to 65 degrees Celsius. I'll put the lid on to speed the process up a little bit. It should be fine. I also have a thermometer that I'll put in there. This is what some people call the spirit one. It does the trick. It's good enough for me. I'm not out to break any records or win any competitions. I'm out to brew beer that I like to taste. While that's heating up, I'm going to bag my grains, like last time, the same thing again. So the grains have a little bit of area to spread out in. The instructions did say for the first one that you're supposed to put the grain bag in while it's heating up. So I think I better go do that. "30 minutes I have to have that running for. Okay, time to take out the bag of grains, whack on my
strainer. And we'll sit there and let it drain for about 1 minute or so. All drained. Alright, the extract is about to go in. Do the usual. A bit of white. Water's okay, just paranoid, I suppose. See how we go. Cut her open. Yeah. Looks like molasses. Beautiful stuff. And I can smell it waft up now. It is a very beautiful smell. This is Mangrove Jack's again, of course. It's a Liberty Golden Ale. That's what it looks like. If you can see that, you're better than me. Nah, I'm joking, I'm not that old. So I'm going to pour it in. Just like that. Hold her up like this. Last time I did this, I got crap everywhere. So let's see if I can do this without making a mess. That looks better. Won't put the flame on yet because it will scorch on the bottom of the boiler. I'm going to add maybe 500ml extra water. It boils out, it doesn't matter. Do it a little bit less messy this time and see if I can shake it up without getting all over myself. Oh. Hopefully that gets most of it off the bottom. Okay, I've just put water in it just to rinse it a little, just to get a bit more out of it. If you don't want to run out of goodness, pour that in. That can now go in the bin because it's empty. Now I fire the flame up, give it a bit of a stir, and leave it boil. Let it boil up to 100 degrees, boiling temperature, of course, and then let it run for an hour, and then we'll deal with it up. It's going to take a half hour to boil. We just have to wait. All right, it looks like we're ready for our first edition of the hops. This is on boil edition. We just cut it. I don't need to sanitize anything because it's going to boil for an hour anyway. It's going to kill any germs that's coming along. So we have the Hercules hops for your Liberty Golden Ale from Mangrove Jack's. It'd be great. These little things smell nice. That one smells heaps better than the first one. I've got a feeling there was something wrong with the last one. Anyway, ready to pour it in. Right. 1 hour. That's what we've got. 1 hour. So while I'm waiting for my wort to boil, I'm going to get rid of my grains. Just unpack it from the bag. You know how it is. Put it in this little cup so it doesn't get water all over the place, make a mess and sticky goop. I've got a little oh no! I've just noticed. I've got a peach tree here. The branch is broken. The peaches got that heavy from all the rain we had. It's actually destroyed my peaches. So I've got a little compost heap here, I'll show you. Pretty disgusting. This is where I put my grains. Check it out. My bag. There's my compost heap. There's my grains. Now put it to waste. I use it in my garden all the time. Alright, I'm about to add the aroma hops, which are Brewer's Gold and Cascade. Wish me luck. Turn off the flame. Alright, now we're going to leave that for 30 minutes, see how we go. is the third installment of 4 videos I'm going to post on YouTube about Mangrove Jack's Liberty Gold Ale. I'm about to keg my first brew that I did 2 weeks ago. I have now just sanitized my keg. I placed a bit of gas on this side, filled it up with gas, have Star Sand solution in it. Also have a little gun just to clean all the system out, make sure all the pipes are clean and all the valves are clean and everything's been maintained and brought up to scratch. And I use my gas here, which is a little system here to pressurize the keg. And it comes up pretty good. Get a nice little pressure in there, and then I can just basically run the system. Run all the fluids through my keg out the tap, just like that. Make sure that everything running through all this system is clean. I clean everything off, everything's been done. I even changed a heap of rubber seals. Get all the gas out so I can open my Cornelius clip kegging bolt. Pop it out. Pop it out, rubber seal, make sure that's got all Star Sand all over it, make it clean. All my Star Sand foam. I've been listening to a lot of YouTube videos saying don't fear the foam, so don't fear the foam. There you go. Alright, just so you can see what I'm doing, I'm cleaning my bottles out with Star Sand, making sure they're sterilised and clean, ready for bottling. My keg takes about 9.5 litres, but I've got 6 bottles to take up the rest of the 3 litres that I've got, just in case, you know. I'll put sugar in this to see how it goes. It will taste different because I put sugar in this and I won't in the keg. That's how it works. This is Star Sand solution. I've just basically poured it in clean bottles that I've already cleaned beforehand. And all I'm going to do is just shake them up, make sure that they're coated fully all through the bottle. That's the Star Sand, nice and bubbly, coat in every area. And then what I do is I'll just pour it straight into the next bottle, just like this. Every bottle gets a coat of Star Sand internally before bottling it. Okay, here's my finished brew. It's been brewing for about 12 days now. Finally ready to siphon out into a keg. The thing is, I would like to do a pressure siphon, but I still don't have the pressure lid yet. Okay, gonna have a look inside under this lid, see what's going on. Take off the what do you call it? The water air trap. Undo the lid. This hasn't been open for 12 days. About to find out what it's all about. Let's have a look. Let's see. Nothing really bad in there, I can see. Smells great. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do is shove my siphon into the fermentosaurus. I've sanitized the cabling, the piping, leave a little gap in my keg. I've got to be careful not to let oxygen permeate through the brew, so I've got to just be extra careful. Start my siphon. There it goes. Gonna pick up a bit of trube at first, but as it goes, it'll slow down and get nice and clear as it's doing that at the moment. So we'll get there, have a look inside what we're doing here. It's a little bit splashy. That's it. Let's stop that splashing. Look at that, it's starting to go down now. Very nice. It's still nice and clear, so I'm trying to get the clearest I can into the keg.
the only thing about kegging with star sand bubbles, you can't tell when it's full, so you have to muck around a little bit, get rid of the foam, have a look and see how far the brew's getting, because it's not a 23 litre keg, it's only a 19 litre keg, so it's probably going to overflow, so I'll stop now. Well geez, that was almost a disaster then. I just pulled the pipe out and it's just gone all over the place. You got to be careful sometimes, I can tell you. I'll clean this mess up. So, as you probably noticed, I still have some brew left. So I'm going to bottle this one. I'm going to grab a few bottles like this here, put some sugar in it, a couple of drops per bottle, fill her up to the top, about here, squeeze any bit of air out, cap the lid and leave it for a couple of weeks to see how it tastes. So now I'm filling up my bottle with the rest of the brew. I'm going to fill it up to the rim. Make sure it's right up to the edge. Star sand's coming out, but it doesn't matter. I can slow the brew down just by pulling it in and out until I get to the top. Once that's done, I'll pop the cap on. As you can see, these bottles are a little bit crushed. That's normal for me. What I do is take all the oxygen out of the bottles, and when they do their final age, they will ferment a little bit, create a bit of carbon dioxide and pop those little things out. The good thing about doing this sort of thing, you know you've got the caps on properly. So these guys will sit around for about a week or two. I'll try one in about 2 weeks time and see what it's like. Now that I've kegged Mangrove Jack's Liberty Golden Ale, I want to put a bit of gas in it and let a bit of oxygen out. It's not hard to do. I've got a bottle of CO2 sitting here. I'm just going to pop a bit of gas in it. We'll pop it on the input valve, which is just this one here. Crack it on. Open up the gas and let it rip. You'll probably hear it. Alright, and then I'll purge it to get rid of some oxygen. Just like that. Do it. I recommend 2 or 3 times, maybe 4. Fill her up with gas again. So what we're doing is just purging the oxygen, putting in CO2 so no air can be in there to taint our beer. The other good thing about it, you can check if you have leaks, which I did. I had a leak, just had to fiddle with it. There it is. Just have to tighten her up a little bit. All good. They were saying the best way to check for leaks in these is to have them upside down on the floor and see if anything drips on the ground. We'll try that. Alright, it's upside down. So far, can't see any leaks. It's still under pressure. Don't think it's leaking. I think it's looking pretty good. No worries there at all. No leaks at all. Liberty Gold Batch 1. Finishing report. Well, when I kegged this one, it was messy. Didn't like it. The smell was alright, but the taste wasn't good. The alcohol volume was, I don't know, it was the starting volume, starting ABV was 1030, and the finishing value was 1010. So, not going to be much alcohol. I think it's because the mash didn't go well. Didn't get much out of it. Compared to the second batch is doing great. The first batch was, we had temperatures of 35, 40 degrees all day, every day for about 5-6 days. I couldn't get the temperature down below, it was pretty much sitting on about 24, 25 degrees Celsius all the time. It fermented very quickly, but I left it in the fermentosaurus for about 5 more days after it finished fermenting, just to get that flavour through. I didn't see any mould on top of the brew, which came up pretty good. So I think we'll be right. We'll see how it goes. I didn't like the aftertaste. There was a bit of an aftertaste, but it could have been the yeast. It's still in there. We'll see how we go. Might be good, don't know. Hi, I'm Pierre. I'm about to bottle my second batch of Liberty Golden Ale. I'm going to talk you through it as best I can to tell you how I'm doing it, how I clean the bottles. I'm going to do it the unconventional way, which is no worse or better than anything else. Some people use a washer, which I don't have. I'll just use a scrubbing brush, some cleansing stuff, the old Mangrove Jack's cold water cleaner. It'll do the job. Anyway, on we go. So, first things first, you fill your water jug. I'll just show you here. You fill the water jug with about 5 litres of water, as per instructions on the Mangrove Jack's cleaner detergent. Nice and full, 5 litres, that's all you need. You just measure out 2 tablespoons of their cleaning powder. I hope I've got enough. Roughly 1. I think that just enough. 2. Wonderful, all out now. Now what I'm going to do with next job, might be able to keep it at that. Just to get it through the water a bit, I'll just let it sit for about 10 minutes just to get it nicely dissolved. Then I'll start washing all my bottles out with a brush. While I'm waiting for this to dissolve, which is nearly done, just got a little bit longer, I'll pour myself an ale that I did, the first batch of Liberty Gold Ale out of the bottle, just to try it out. I've kegged that one, and it's not quite ready, but this one seems to be carbonated a lot. Listen, got a bit in there. Watch it when I pour in my frozen glass. This is what happens when you bottle it a little bit too early. As you can see, it's gotta pour it slow, very slow. Try and stop the hair. Way too much carbonation in this one. Pressure got pretty high, so I threw it in the fridge to stop it fermenting anymore. As you can see, I poured that pretty slow. But still got pretty high in the old head, so I'll give that a bit of a rest and I'll try it soon and see how we go with it. So it should settle down nicely now, looks a bit better. I'll just top it up before I have a taste. I just checked on the keg, I didn't realise that how much of it carbonated. The keg's fairly carbonated too from this. I bottled or kegged it too early. Thought it was ready, didn't know it wasn't. It's not clear, but this is in the bottles. In the kegs it will be much clearer, because this is all the bottom of the actual fermenter. But still, it's got bits in it. We'll taste it. Doesn't look bad, doesn't smell bad. Carbonated, but not bad at all. Got some hoppy taste. No bad flavours. Doesn't taste like the one I made the first time, but I know why, because the grains I did didn't have the flavour come out. But the last one, the second one I did, which is what I'm going to bottle today, the grains came out beautiful and the flavour and smell different to this one. So it's not bad, but I reckon the bottled one I'm going to do in a minute going to taste much better. Okay, I'm about to do the cleaning. All the bottles, I've got 30 bottles, I've got 21 litres of Mangrove Jack's Liberty Golden Ale to bottle. It won't take 30 bottles, but I'll just take 30 bottles and clean them anyway because I'm going to do it. I also have another brew I made. I had a heap of peaches on my peach tree, so I thought, bugger it, I'm going to make a peach cider, see how it tastes. I'm going to clean the bottles for those. They're going to have black lids. The other ones are going to have white lids for the beer, just to see how a peach cider would taste, homemade. I'll give you the recipe. If it tastes good, I'll let you know how I did it. Just to show you how it all works, I'll get a bottle of fluid like this, pop my brush in the end, give it a bit of brush up and down, Get it in. Scrub the edges. Get it done. Comes out. Give it a shake. Just finish it off. Grab my lid to get it ready. Turn it upside down. Turn it. So you get that swirl. And the water just pours out like a rocket. These will have to be rinsed in water first before I sanitize them. You get the cleaning solution out of them, so we can actually use it for bottling. Now, all my bottles have been cleaned. Now it's time to rinse with just fresh water and then sanitize with a bit of Star San. Alright, now I have cleaned and sanitized. I've now got a little bit of Star San solution in there, just won't hurt your beer. I'll tip it a little bit out before I go for it. But I'm going to have to arm all these now with 2 drops of sugar drops to help it carbonate again. I've got 30 bottles. I won't use 30 bottles, but I'll have them there prepared just in case. I pre-tilted my fermenter just to try and get the, what do you call it, the tube and all that on the bottom to tilt backwards. It doesn't look like it actually really works, but it's been like that for about 5-6 hours anyway. It might help, don't know. We'll see how we go. The caps are now off. Now time to drop some drops in. I'll do 2 drops per bottle. Each bottle is about 740 ml. Everything's still clean. I've been working hard to keep everything clean. It took me over an hour and a half to clean all these bottles. So now all I just have to do is keep putting more and more in. Whoop. So I've now done 2 lots of 15. Like I said, I won't use all 30, but sometimes I'm keen. And I put all the lids back into Star San just to make sure that they're clean before I put them on. All right. Time to mount my wand. First things first, give it a good old clean up the guts. Make sure it's spot on. I've got a towel on the floor to catch the water so it doesn't make such a mess. Just to try and keep it clean. The wife won't like it if I make a mess, so all good. Now, since that's been sanitized now, I throw my wand on, which you just go in, just slip straight inside that little nozzle there. Nicely done. Alright, it's time for bottling. I might just put a little bit into a jug first, just to make sure it's clean before it goes in my bottle. Okay, that looks pretty clear. So when I bottle, I fill my bottle right up as far as I can go. That's why I got a towel here, because it will drip a little. And then I'll squeeze the air out as much as I can and pop my sanitised lid on. So here we go. Crack the valve. It's not going to go anywhere because there's a valve down the bottom. Just pressure on the bottom. Try and put least amount of air in the beer as you go. And off you go. Heard a bit of splashing around there, which apparently is not good. I haven't had any real issues, but what do you do? Whoop. Because the bottle wand will allow you to have a little gap of air right underneath, if you can see that. Push the beer to the top, screw on the lid, tight as possible. Nozzle got blocked just at the end there, a little bit of hop still in there. Couldn't get it, flow stopped. It's only about a litre left. Doesn't matter, I've got 25 740ml bottles filled. So I'm pretty happy. I'll leave that for a couple of weeks now and we'll see how it tastes. Okay, that's my first batch done. I'll now move this box away, get the box that's underneath, start filling that one. you don't have to see all that, and I'll show you the end result. You know, while I remember, I think I better do a gravity test before I use all my beer up and put it in bottles. See what I've got. Here's my final gravity. I reckon you could see that. Very low, so it's around about 4. 104, maybe 102. 104, I reckon. The nozzle got blocked just at the end there. A little bit of hop still in there. Couldn't get it, the flow stopped. It's only about a litre left. Doesn't matter, I've got 25 740ml bottles filled. So I'm pretty happy. I'll leave that for a couple of weeks now and we'll see how it tastes. Just another idea I had. For you guys, if you're wondering, these boxes aren't bad. You might get them wet at the bottom sometimes, but they dry all pretty solid anyway. They're great to keep the light out. They're good to keep your bottles in when they're filled with nice beer. Reuse them. You might as well, don't throw them away, because they're the best. They're great. Hi, I'm Pierre from Simple Homebrew with Pierre. I'm here to taste test my Liberty Golden Ale brew that I made the last few months ago. The first one I did was brewed in a fermentosaurus, a conical fermenter, which is really quite nice to look at when it's working away and doing its job. The second one I did in a normal fermenter bucket. The third video was about bottling and kegging these two brews. Now for the taste test. I have the two poured. Unfortunately, the first, they're poured already because I already did a video and I lost it. I have to redo the bloody video, can you believe it? Anyway, these two, that one's from the bottle. I poured it out of this nice little bottle here. Beautiful. It poured out highly carbonated, I'll show you. You probably won't be able to see it, but we'll see how we go. The carbonation is shocking. It's okay, because that was my fault. I bottled it too early in the fermentation, so I didn't wait for it to finish fermenting out perfectly. The second one is from a keg. Now my carbonation in that is pretty much spot on. It comes out pretty good. No, not bubbling over or too much of a head like this one, but seems to work quite well. So when I poured them, they come up to the top in just bubbles. So now for the taste test. Oh, smells like beer. It's nice and cold too. Yeah, it's really good. The bottled one has about 4% alcohol. The kegged one is 3.7% alcohol. Maybe that's because of the grains not steeping properly when I first did it. I don't know. But this one here on the left, that was the one done in the fermentosaurus. This was done in the bucket and bottled. So here we go. Nice little aroma. Smells good. Smells like beer. That's what it should do. The taste. Oh, very strong flavour. It was 23 litres like they recommended to do. Carbonation is pretty high. It has a bit of a bite to it on the tongue. Not a great mouthfeel, as people put it. I'm not a beer connoisseur by all means, but it smells good. Tastes good too. Can handle it. It's a bit sharp on the tongue, I have to say. It's a bit, yeah, not great in the mouthfeel, but it's drinkable. Very nice. Now for the keg version. Smells the same, not as strong. Can't really smell the hops, but I can smell the beer. It's beautiful, really nice smell. Here we go. Oh, now that's nice. That's very smooth, good on the mouth. It's funny, doesn't it? Same brew, same everything, fermented differently. What a different flavour. Wow, I can drink this all day. Very good. Carbonation, spot on. Hasn't got a lot of bubbles going through it. Yeah, not disappointed. This is a good beer. It's a good beer for a different taste. But I reckon it'd be nice beer to have with a steak for dinner. Just something I might have. And the flavour in this almost points to a good salmon. I think I might have that tonight as well. I'm going to get in trouble. I'll get fat. Thank you very much for watching. So remember, like and subscribe for more videos. See ya. Cheers.
So thanks guys, thanks for having a look at this video. I'm happy to say I'm still healthy. Cheers, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. Hit that little tick if you can. I think it helps the channel. Not sure actually, but I think it helps the channel. We'll see you on the next one. Catch ya.